Let's look at New South Wales now. It's really the build-up to the election. It's not far away. And Dominic Perrottet announcing the detail, putting a bit of flesh on the bones when it comes to the cashless gaming card.
Yes, New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet announced this cashless gaming card plan yesterday, we know, and he hasn't even put a limit on what people can gamble. Under the proposal, people can set their own limits. The argument from Mr Perrottet's office is that to have gamblers set their own limits was Tim Costello's recommendation. Anyway, it effectively means when these cards come into force in 2028, you could put a $100,000 a day limit on it if you wanted. It's a bit of a different proposal, I think, to the one I discussed a week ago with the New South Wales Premier.
And what would the limit be on a daily gamble? Because it's been speculated it could be 1,000 or 1,500.
Well, I don't know where that speculation has come from. What I've said.
Will there be a limit?
What I've said is that cashless gaming doesn't work without limits of some form.
Is $1,000 a day too much of a limit?
I don't want to. I'm not going to give a running commentary. What I'm saying is we will have a comprehensive response. Then I'll come back on your show, Andrew, and we'll go through all the detail in relation to it.
And a week after Josh Landis was sacked as head of Clubs New South Wales after he said Perrottet's cashless gaming card was driven by Catholicism, Dominic Perrottet has admitted that the policy was inspired by his Catholicism.
You obviously reflect on things all the time. We all do that. And there's no doubt that every single person across the state, we're shaped and moulded by our backgrounds. I think my faith has provided a strong sense of social justice and looking after the vulnerable. That's something that inspired me to run for public life. That's not something I'm ashamed of. That's something that I think is incredibly important. But everyone has their own life journeys. You change your views from time to time on a range of things. So that's something that should be embraced. And so I said, I think, when I said, I think in one press conference last week, I now changed my view.
I think he made a mistake in the way that he expressed himself, but we all make mistakes.
Sure.
You know, Clubs New South Wales made that decision, and ultimately that's a matter for the employer.